This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So, so yesterday we have taken one scenario. So what is that scenario, guys? Facebook account creation functionality test, right? So we have taken this and we have identified the different scenarios. Okay. So how many different types of test cases that we are supposed to identify, guys? Hello. What are the different types of test cases that we have?
Two.
Okay. So what are those?
Okay, functional test cases and regression.
Functional and regression.
Are you really there for the yesterday's class, guys? Are you there in yesterday's session? Did you follow my session yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Then why you are saying to see functionality test cases, regression test cases,
UI
performance
test
test,
case.
UI test cases, load testing,
Exactly.
okay, browser compatibility testing, platform localization testing. See, all these are different types of testing that we have,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Different types of
Yeah.
testing. So whenever they ask you to write test cases, right? So you should think all these things in these terms. What are the functional? What are the regression? What are the load related test cases? What are performance, browser, platform, device, responsive? Okay. So I was asking you yesterday about the language, right? So what type of testing is that? So what type of testing is, see, we have updated that language, right? Let me open that. We- Yesterday also still it is there. See, let me use incognito mode. So create a new account. Okay. So I'll go here and I'll update trans translate translate into a different language. Choose another language. I will choose some Arabic. Translate. Now everything is in the Arabic. Okay. So Facebook is used across the globe, guys. Okay. So each and every language it should be available, right? So we are supposed to do this language translation related testing. Okay. Hmm. Tell me what type of testing is this? Hmm.
Functionality testing, sir.
What fun? No, no, it's not functionality. Hmm? Did you spend some time in analyzing this? Huh? At least did you go through this? Did you do some research on this?
Yes,
So
sir,
this is
but I didn't read.
this is
So
local
is it
this is localization
compared to
testing.
local? Okay.
Okay, it's localization testing. Okay, that's got nothing to do with the other one. Let's make it as English. Translate detect language. Choose another language. English. Translate. Okay. So this is also localization. Okay. So for each and every application, you are supposed to do the localization testing also, whether the application is successfully, is converted to a different language or not. Right. Next, what else, guys? So are you done? Are we done with the testing? Hmm? Are we done with the testing, or are we done with the identifying the test cases? So we have identified the test cases. Okay. So when this should happen? So we are supposed to write all these test cases prior, before, only before the code comes in for testing, before the functionality is delivered to the testing team, right? So before itself, beforehand, what you are supposed to do? You are supposed to come up with all your test plan. I mean the test cases. Okay. So now today let's prepare the test plan document. We have something called as test plan document. Okay. So what are we supposed to cover the test plan document? See, people will ask you, okay, so have you prepared test plan document for this particular features that we are going to deliver for this particular period of time? Say for example, for this quarter. Okay. So we are planning so and so functionalities to be added into our application. So you are supposed to come up with the test plan document. So what is the first thing? So there are different prototypes. Okay. So there are different things that can be there is no such thumb rule that it has to be something like this only. So it can be, it can be varied. Okay. So tell me guys, what are the to include in the test plan document? What comes into your mind? What comes to your mind? The first thing is the functionality description. So what is the functionality description? FB application is being introduced with a new feature, that is create account. So just I'm just, I'm taking our stress example, I'm continuing this. So create account functionality will be used by the users to create accounts for the Facebook FB application. So this is given for for browser, for is given for all the users across the globe. Okay, so this is a high level functionality description that we are supposed to identify. Okay, so we are supposed to test this. So next one is scope of the testing. This is very important, guys. So what is the scope of the testing? What is the scope? What is the meaning of scope? Anyone? Hello, what is the meaning of the
Features.
scope? Hmm?
Features.
Scope
Features.
means what things comes under our testing. Scope of the testing means what are all the things that we are supposed to cover as a part of the testing is called as nothing but the scope of the testing. So what things we are supposed to cover as a part of this particular functionality, the one which we are introducing newly, right? So what are the different scope? One is the create account functionality. This is one thing. And what are the other functionalities that we will be covering? Login functionality also will be covered. Okay, login functionality is also covered. So these are the scope of the testing. All the other functionalities, just a minute. All the other functionalities are out of scope. Okay, so this comes under scope of the testing. We will focus our testing on create account functionality and login functionality. All the other functionalities are out of scope. So which means that we are saying upfront, saying that so these are the things that will be covered as a part of the testing. If there is any impact on other areas which are out of scope, which we are clearly telling in our test plan document. So what are the other fields? Risks and mitigation plan. So what are risks and what? See, when you are doing testing, right? So there you might get some, you can identify some risk. So can you think what are the different types of risks that we may come across? Hello, can you think and tell me? See, it's not me who is writing this test plan. It is you guys who are developing this test plan. So take that into your mindset and try to answer these questions, guys. It is not me who is preparing it. It is you who is preparing this test plan. Okay, so please come up with some risk and their mitigation plan also. How to overcome that risk. These two things I should get it from you guys. Can you tell me one risk? At least one risk.
Oh, this is any technical risk that
Hello. See, you need not to be always right, guys. Sir, no, you need not to be right. I'm just asking a question. You can come up with some.
issues related with technology or software, something.
Mhm. Infrastructure support. Okay. Infrastructure. So what comes under infrastructure, guys? See, you can tell this it in this way, right? Facebook is being used across devices, across the platforms. Okay, different browsers, different operating systems. So we need to get all the devices like mobile mobiles, laptops. Okay, laptops. So no, so we have to test in it across all these things. So at when we are doing the testing, right, so we should get all this infrastructure readily available. Otherwise we may not test on those devices. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
etc. All the infrastructure which is required. What else? delivery date for testing. See, developers will promise so and so date. Okay, so no, assume that they told you that they will be delivering it. So today is 21, right? So assume that the development has started today. So they said that they will give it by Tuesday, 27th. Okay, this is the agreed plan between the developers and the testers. Okay, so they have to give it by 27. Okay, so if it crosses beyond 27, see, we will plan it accordingly. See, the total completion date is assume that it should be completed by 30th, Friday. Assume that this is the deadline. So they said that 27. So assume that it
Mm.
get delayed by 28th or 29th. So what will happen to the testing? Testing also gets delayed.
Okay.
Okay, so no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if the code is delivered to the testing beyond the agreed date, then testing dates would be impacted. So no, what's the mitigation for this? Developers should deliver the code on time, on agreed time. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what are the other risks and mitigation plans? Think about it, guys. See, I'll tell you one realistic scenario. Let's say that create new account. This is a functionality. Okay. Now they have given the requirement to us. So we have freeze the requirement, means we have blocked the requirements. Further, see, what will happen is once we get the project right, first the requirement will be discussed. So once we get the clear requirements, once we get an approval from the customers on the requirements, we will freeze it. We means we will fix it. So accordingly, we will do the development. Assume that assume that in between, after completing 50% of the development, if the business users comes and tells us that we wanted to introduce few new fields into this particular sign up. Okay, first name, last name. So we wanted to uh, ask for the country details also, country and state details, and we wanted to ask them a profile pic to be added here. Assume that some changes they were asking us to make in between the development. So then what are we supposed to do now? Should we accept it or should we reject it? Hello, did you get my point, guys? So no.
Mm.
So yeah, are you following what I'm trying to tell you? Hmm? See, they are coming with some changes in the requirement. Ultimately, they are making some changes to the requirement. It's a quite common thing, guys. First initially they'll think something, later they will know something else, and they'll come and they will add more, or they will update, or they will change, or they will remove some requirements. They will add new requirements, they will update existing requirements. Okay, so all these things are usual things that will happen in real time. Now, what as a test engineer or a developer, what you're supposed to tell, you will accept. Okay, let's understand whether you will accept it or reject it. You will take, you will welcome these new features from the customer or not?
Mm,
Yes or no?
yes, sir.
Mhm. Yes. You cannot say no. See, this is business. For us, it is testing. For the company, assume that for the company, it is a business for them. So whatever the
Yeah.
customers come up with, so they have to accept it. So no, guys, you cannot
Yes,
say
sir.
no. If you say no, right, they'll not come up with the projects to that company. It's a loss for the company, right?
Yeah.
So at any time, users can come up with any kind of requirements change. But so what we have done, so we have planned our testing and development effort accordingly, right? See, what are we
Yeah.
supposed to do? See, if there is any changes in the requirement, any changes to the requirement, okay, so what will happen? Which will impact the delivery timelines. So no.
Yes, sir.
So if there are any changes, what will happen? According to the changes, developers have to do the development. So once they change the things, right, obviously the time will affect. Once the time is affected, what will happen? The testing also, the test cases also will have to be updated accordingly. Everything has to be done it accordingly. So obviously it will impact the delivery timelines. That you are supposed, you cannot stop the changes. Obviously you have to take the requirements and you have to, but what we are supposed to do is we are supposed to tell them. So if there are any changes, so obviously to make those changes it will take some time, so which will obviously impact the timelines. Okay.
Timeline.
Anything, anything else, any other risk? Hmm. Hmm? Yes, hello. Just think about it, guys. Okay, I'll give you 3 more minutes. Right now it is 9:35, right? What's the time? 9:35 p.m. So take 3 to 5 minutes. I wanted you to come up with one risk and its mitigation plan accordingly.
So if it, delivery timelines is means, it will affect for the budget also.
Budget constraints. In what way you are
Yeah.
supposed to see? Budget means see, it's already decided actually. Budget is already decided and everything is done. I cannot consider that as a testing. See, what you are identifying is not the project related risk. You are
Okay.
identifying testing related risk. So please try to understand that. Okay, it's
Okay.
not the project related risk. It's completely testing.
Okay.
whatever we are identifying the risk is on the testing part, not the not this
Oh, the
project
strategy.
part.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
think on those lines. Hmm. See, I'll give you one hint. Assume that, see, assume that there are three testers, there are four testers in your team. Assume that, just assume that. Okay. uh, Two testers were on leave, or on leave. So what will happen? Availability of the testers. So can you think in those lines? Hmm? Availability of team, I can say. It's, see, anything, even if developers are also not available, the development dates will be impacted. If the development dates are impacted, the testing dates are also impacted. Even if the availability of the test engineers also is not there, so you're supposed to make sure. Then what's the plan for this? What's the mitigation plan? Availability of the team, assume that out of four testers, two testers are on leave, or any health issue might happen, right? We never know that. If it is a planned leave, that is okay. We can plan it accordingly. What if it's an unplanned leave? Suddenly, all of a sudden, you have fallen into sick. Okay, so two associates have taken leave. So what is your mitigation plan now? Hmm. Hmm. Yes, Karan. Yes. What's the backup plan? Hmm. So the thing is, we will arrange some backup testers from other teams, or weekend plan, work on weekends, make sure that it is delivered, something like that, etc. So no, any other risk that you see? Hello. Okay. Anyways, so you can add it, guys. You can add. Okay. If you want, you can add. Next one, test cases. Okay. So whatever the test cases that we have identified, right? So you need to add all these test cases here. Okay. You need to add that. After adding these test cases, how many of them are manual versus how many of them are automated? Okay. So you need to identify them also. So out of these many number of identified test cases, how many are supposed to go as a manual testing? How many of them can be automated? Okay. So these things you are supposed to identify. So that's it, guys. These are the things that which are included as a part of the test plan document. So usually this is prepared by the tester lead for the entire, for the entire quarter or entire sprint or entire, the the visible part of our functionality. Okay? So these are the things that we are supposed to do. So in interviews, they might ask you what is a test plan, what are the different things that are included in the test plan. So those things are there. All right. Any questions you have so far, Krishna Lochan and Sindhu?
No, sir.
Krishna, what about hmm? No questions? Okay. If no questions, can you be on mute, please? Okay. So yeah, guys, just ping me your Gmail IDs. I'll give you the access for the drive.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll create a new folder, anonymous, just the batch. Creating this. Yeah, give me, guys, give me your, ping me your Gmail IDs. Text me. Okay, I got uh, Krishna Lochi. Your next one, Sindhu. Notify people. Okay, so you will get access to this, right? So so you might got an email. So I'll upload the videos, guys. All the videos I'll upload in this folder. Once I upload it, you will get the uh, you will able to see the view. Okay, so you can view access, guys. You are a viewer. Okay, only for restricted people. So guys, I just wanted to make sure that these videos are only for you guys. So you're not supposed to share it with anyone. If you share it, right, immediately I'll get a notification via the Gmail. The Google
Yeah.
has such safety mechanisms. If you share it, you will. So
Yeah.
when I see such kind of things are happening, so immediately I will remove you to the access. Okay, so please, so, so please make sure that you are using it. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any
Like
questions
any
so far?
other videos that we will upload for any reference? Only for the recorded video.
Yeah, all the recorded videos you will. So I'll be adding it in the drive. So it will be reflected at your end also.
Okay. No, I'm asking only that recorded video will be there or any other videos about testing.
No, no, no. Only the regular sessions that we are discussing, right?
Okay.
Those videos will be available.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, guys. I think that's all for today. So I'll end up here. Okay. Maybe tomorrow morning you can check it. So you'll have all the videos. Okay.
Okay.
In the drive. Yeah. Thank you,
Okay.
guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.